Hello, hello, hello. It's coffee time. We start another week, and for those who are not used to this, this is where I go on the Daily Mail website and see what's in the news, and we talk about the news. Top story. This is an interesting one. It's how the police nabbed a murderer and the lengths that they went to. It's an amazing story. The story of Darren Osmond. Oh, never trust a Darren, right? An undercover police officer, right? Spent 2 years in an elaborate sting operation to get him to confess to the murder of Claire Holland. Right? The mother of 4 has not been seen since she left the pub in Bristol around the time of the Queen's Diamond Jubilee back in 2012. And Osmond himself called 999 7 years later and appeared to confess to the killing, but a lack of evidence meant that the chances of a conviction was virtually zero. And this prompted Avon and Somerset police to set an undercover police officer on his trail, yeah. And so the fellow, going under the alias Paddy O'Hara, moved into a flat 300 yards from Osmond's home and befriended him. This is Claire Holland, who's never been found. And this is Osmond himself. So yeah, this undercover cop struck up a friendly relationship with him. Again, taking on the alias of a petty criminal, and managed to wheedle his way into his life. So they spent their spare time together, drinking in pubs, playing pool, and just became close friends. And he won his trust and managed to get him to confess. This took over 20 months of friendship, and during this time, the officer saw Osmond suddenly fly into a rage, and saw him kick and stamp at his own dog, assaulting pub staff, and threatened to hit someone with a snooker ball. He often carried weapons and kept a hammer by his front door in case the police came knocking. So, he's not a good guy. Not a good guy. And any time Miss Holland's name came up, who was his ex-partner, he'd just again be full of hate, and eventually, confessed. So yeah, he's after an 8-week trial, a jury returned a majority guilty verdict, and he's going to be sentenced this week. Here he is. Here's his mugshot. But that is police work. Spending all that time getting him to actually confess. Meanwhile, we have a Neighbours from Hell story. Oh, this is Margaret Ilkovics. And she's fallen foul of an evil neighbour, right? Who again victimised the woman, shoving raw octopus through her letterbox. And if you fancy some calamari rings and pelted eggs at her home. This was all about a row over a shrine to a late husband. And again, this was instigated by former social worker Anthony Kenyon. He wasn't happy. He said a memorial to her husband Richard, which included ornaments, a memory box and shrubs placed under a pussy willow tree in a communal garden, was a health and safety breach. He was said to have also uprooted the 3-foot high tree, killed the grass and plants there with weed killer, damaged ornaments, and generally been a shit. This was heard at Regina Court in Salford, Greater Manchester. He was also accused of writing poison pen notes, claiming Mr. Ilkovich's husband, who died of cancer, was bogus, and she only married him for the money. Anyway, so here is Anthony Kenyon, who, I mean, he actually looks like a bit like a panto villain, doesn't he? And let's have a look. Where is? And this is Margaret with her late husband, obviously in happier times. So where is this shrine? I'd hardly call this a shrine. Look at this. This is it. This is her garden. This is where she, under that little tree there, look. Do you see that? Oh dear. And he took offence at it. And that's how it ended up. That was what was left of her garden. Wow, what a piece of work he is. And yeah, they live next door to each other. She's on the left, he's on the right. So yeah, he wasn't too happy. About a commandeer, I guess it's half the garden. So yeah, that's being heard at the moment. At Manchester Crown Court, he faced up to 4 years in jail under sentencing guidelines after he admitted breaching a restraining order, but was sentenced to 13 months in prison, suspended for 18 months. After it's emerged, he's since been evicted from his home. I wonder why. He was also issued with a new 4-year restraining order and ordered to complete 25 rehabilitation activity days. What a lovely chap. Yeah, absolute awful person. Again, some people you just can't help them. Top news, apparently the Lancashire accent is dying out and could disappear entirely within the next few generations. Well, I think all accents are kind of dying out, aren't they? It's kind of almost a universal accent. For those of you who don't know, it's celebrities like Eric Morecambe, Jane Horrocks and Jim Bowen, great smashing super, made the Lancashire accent famous. But scientists reckon it's now in danger of disappearing forever. This is research from Dr. Danielle Turton. They said this sound change that started a couple hundred years ago and was thought to originate in London. The whole of England was pronouncing. This is about which R was it? The rhetoric R's. Do you have trouble with your rhetoric R's? Use a softer cushion. That's what I would recommend if you have trouble with your rhetoric R's. But yeah, rhoticity using the rhetoric R is now most common in Cornwall, Scotland, and North America. There we go. And if you don't know what erotic, I have to have changed it. Is it rhotic or rhetoric? Rhotic. I was getting it wrong. Rhotic R's. If you got a rhotic, it still sounds bad. It's when you emphasise the R sound in phrases such as car, father, or beer. There we go. But I think all accents are kind of we turn into one big homogenous slush. It's going to be great. This is great. Hey. Meanwhile, if you're a customer of energy company EDF, you might want to check your bill, because some customers have noticed that their power bills have gone up somewhat. Some to the total of 12,000% higher than usual. And even John Sopel, who's an ex-Beeb journalist who does a podcast now, He tweeted it on X. He wanted to know why his standing order had risen from £152 to £19,274. Meanwhile, EDF raked in £1.12 billion profit last year. So yeah. Meanwhile, Grayson Perry, he's the artist, isn't he? Yeah, the transvestite artist. His monthly bill went up from £300 to £39,000. So this is we've got their posts here. So you might want to, if you're with EDF, you might want to check your bill. It's not looking good. For those of you who don't know who John Sopel is, here he is. It's probably, shut up. It's probably just a glitch in the matrix or the system or something. So yeah. What else have we got? That's kind of dog news. I could keep that till the end, couldn't we? Meanwhile, temperatures have surged to 13 degrees today down in the southwest, so don't put your woolly on, take your woolly off. Normally the average is 7 degrees for this time of year, yeah. So it's it's got warmer. But they do reckon that we're going to be hit by strong winds over the Christmas period, with gusts of up to 80 miles per hour crossing Britain from Thursday. And they reckon that travellers could face rail, air, ferry cancellations, as well as road and bridge closures, power cuts, and injuries of danger to life from flying debris. Oh, that's good news, isn't it? That's good news. We've got a yellow wind warning. Is that better than a brown wind warning? I don't know. You tell me. Meanwhile, did you watch I'm a Celebrity? Was you following Nigel Farage? Go Nigel. Well, anyway, his daughter appeared on it. His young daughter appeared on I'm a Celebrity. They get the celebrities meet their family on the show. Here he is with his daughter. But since coming out, they've both been shocked, because it turns out that a long-time boyfriend, if she is with him, called Jack McKenna, here he is. They've been dating for 2 years. Well, anyway, it turns out that his parents have pled guilty to drug offences. Yeah. And it's left him shocked. Darren McKenna, never trusted Darren, and Lacey Tilley admitted 2 counts of conspiracy to supply Class A drugs. Right? But Farage says he's a nice lad with no record of any kind with the police or problem at school. He can't help where he comes from, nor can any of us, and it's obviously a very difficult time. But yeah. So there you go. His missus, his old man and his missus are drug dealers, so that's not good, is it? They're both due to appear at Woolwich Crown Court in January to be sentenced. So we'll keep our eyes out for that. And not good. It's not good, is it? Meanwhile, there's controversy in France. What are the French complaining about now? Well, again, this is a weird one. This is an odd one. This is the Miss France contest. They still have those things out there, and it's still a big thing in France, apparently. But there's been big controversy about the winner. Here she is. This is Eve Gillies, and she's 20 years old, from Nord-Pas de Calais. and she enjoys walks in the country, reading, and playing the spoons. I made that up. What's the controversy? Do you want to try and work it out? This is a question for the missus, but the rest of you can join in the comments if you want. What's the controversy? Why were they upset that? Well, again, I know what the problem is, but I don't get it. That's why I'm passing it out to you. What's the problem? And the French are in uproar. I'll tell you what the problem is. It's her haircut. They didn't like her barnet. Here she's getting crowned by the previous winner. Yeah, they don't like, and here they are with all the contestants. Yeah, they it's quite bizarre. The judges are accused of going woke by crowning an androgynous contestant with a pixie cut hairstyle. Well, I don't know about you, but she looks very much like a woman to me. Yeah, or maybe it's a fella. We just don't know. But yeah, obviously that's unacceptable in French beauty. I'm sure in the 60s that kind of cut was a big thing. But yeah, the pageant winner is chosen half by the public vote and half by a jury. But Miss Gillis only came third in the public vote. But it was the panel of judges that pushed her into first place. And she's the first winner in 103 years of the pageant not to have long hair. Oh my God. What? I could have understood it if it was like, I don't know, the 60s or something, but what? So there you go. That's the big controversy in France at the moment. And here she is pictured with a different haircut. Well, just wait around, lads, and her hair will grow. You know. So the French, they're bonkers. Absolutely insane. Oh dear. So what else have we got? God, they've done two stories on it. Meanwhile, we're going down to Salisbury in Wiltshire. There's been a big row. What's the row about? Well, it's Christmas, isn't it? The residents were furious. They were indignant with furious anger and rage because the state of the disappointing Christmas lights are on display. Because this is all they got. I mean, I must admit, one string of lights along the major thoroughfare there. They got big starry star, a big glittery starry star thing. But yeah, locals have branded the display disappointing. Unlike previous years, there was no Christmas light switch on, no late night shopping on a Thursday, and the chalet style Christmas market is much smaller, and there's no large tree or ice rink. Conservative councillor Sven Hockin blamed the money being splurged on attempting to reach net zero and green stuff. What a Christmas tree! And but yeah, he said the city council's got no money, so they can't throw anything at anything because they've splurged it all on green stuff and all the other rubbish that they've done. I tell you, they're not very articulate, these councillors. And this is what it looked like the previous year. You can see why they're feeling a little bit aggrieved. They really pulled out the stops, didn't they? And yeah, this is back in 2019. You see? Yeah, one string of lights won't cut it. And this is what they've got now. Yeah, poor show that. And this was this is more of last year's. It's not good, is it? It's not good. Anyway, have you got bad Christmas lights? Leave a comment in the comments box below, please. Please, someone, please. Please. What else have we got? Oh, wait a minute. No, don't start. Just the postman dropping off a CD. But he'll be back in a minute because I've got some parcels to be collected. So we've got to get through this because they're going to be back. Right, here we go. This is a serious story, this one is. A beer has been axed because they reckon it will appeal to children, right? It's a good one. It's now I can't understand why this might appeal to children. Can you? The Northern Monk Rocket Lolly IPA. Yeah, and it was been banned because a mother complained. A mother complained after a 4-year-old was upset because he saw his father drinking the beer and wasn't allowed to have some himself. Come on, you can let him have a little sip. And she complained. She complained to the Portman Group. They're the alcohol regulator, and got it banned. Yeah. The mother said, "We raised our 4-year-old to understand what alcohol was, and he's not permitted to try it." However, when he saw his dad drinking the beer and heard it was called Rocket Lolly, he became upset, even though we made it clear it was beer. And Northern Monk, they're not strangers to this kind of controversy. You'd think they'd learn, right? Because previously they got their hot cross bun pale ale banned because exactly the same reason. Oh dear. Next week, the rusk flavoured lager. They're just stupid. It's stupid, isn't it? Yeah. What else have we got? Oh, this is an interesting one. Again, Lee Anderson, he's a Conservative MP. I don't think people like him. It's this guy here. A lot of people don't like him, but he was not very happy the other day because someone called in to Rachel Johnson, that's Boris Johnson's sister. She hosts a phone in on LBC on Sunday evening. I missed the call. Sometimes I listen in if I'm doing stuff. But a guy called in, right, and pretended to be Lee Anderson's son. This is him. He's the one on the left. Come on. Sorry, it was an easy joke. But yeah, this fella phoned into Rachel Johnson pretending to be Lee Anderson's son, right? And then accused Lee Anderson, right, of being a violent drunk who assaulted him. Yeah, the man made wild accusations, claiming that he tried to headbutt him, and just said all sorts of outlandish things. And then Johnson cut off the call. But she said it sounded like a very personal issue. Not that it was again, no one, obviously their call handlers did nothing to check the veracity of this person, you know. And again, Lee Anderson had to go on X to tell everyone it was a hoax. Oh, I don't know. Some people, what would they do, eh? Meanwhile, things that make you go ick in the workplace. Well, it's been a long time. The thing that made me go ick, one of the places I used to work at, it used to have a shower in the bathroom, and people sometimes used to use it. It's like, really? They'd have a shower at work time. Like, what? That was my biggest ick. But anyway, Digital ID, I don't know what that is, surveyed more than 3,500 people, and they asked what their biggest annoyances was. Well, obviously, one of the big ones is cooking fish in a microwave. Maybe taking an egg sandwich into work. That's a good one, isn't it? But yeah, they've got. Is there a list? Yeah, there's a. It's not a very long list. It's only 4. This is rubbish. They drew me in. They drew me in. So here are the 4 lists. 4 on the list. Always being on. Oh, those people are always up. Ugh. Bragging about exercise and cold water swimming. Vaping in the office. That should be banned, like smoking, surely. And making TikToks at work. People make TikToks at work, really? They're all pretty annoying. They're all pretty annoying. When you go in on a Monday morning, and they go to you, do anything good at the weekend? And no. Do what I did every weekend. Laid on the sofa and watched Cops. Or whatever was on the telly. A long time ago, though. So I got to the point where I used to go and say, I didn't do anything at the weekend, so you don't need to ask. Used to preempt them. Oh, we've got a map here. The areas of England that's most burdened by obesity. So if you're a fatty fat, let's see if you're on the map. Come on, Daily Mail. Here we go. And it's the per 100,000 people. So you're looking for the darker areas, right? Here we go. Oh, I can't fit it all in. That's what she said. Can I get that all in there? Here we go. Well, it's obvious it's there, isn't it? That one there. That one, Gloucestershire, is the highest with 4,865. So who's the least? Essex. Northampton. They're not telling. They're shy. Oxfordshire's quite slim. But yeah, the darker areas where all the fat people live. Rotherham. What about that little knobbit there? Southampton. Bit fat in Southampton. On the porky side there. Newham. It's funny they've got these little outcrops. Luton. Isn't that weird? There's these like little dobbits. Now Devon, very slim. Cornwall, twice as fat. What's that all about? Meanwhile, as I've just read the headline there are more than 3,000 NHS admissions for obesity every day. Yeah, it's not good, is it? No, not good. What else have we got? Oh, and it's refreshed the page. Thank you, Daily Mail. Thank you. Oh dear. So I've just got to get me bearings again because everything's gone. Everything's refreshed. It's a nuisance. It's a bit of a nuisance. Here we go. Have you got your Christmas tree up? Maybe you want a bauble for your tree, right? This could be the one. This could be the one for you. You can have your own Prince William hanging from the tree. Look at that. I mean, I'm not sure what's going on there. Is his false teeth popping out? It was designed by Nebraska Vintage Collectibles Company, Cody Foster & Co. Obviously done by memory. Look at that. He doesn't look like that. He keeps his head shaved clean. Look. He's not like that. Yeah, but you can go buy those for $25. There you go. And that's what he really looks like. Oh, maybe he does. I thought he was a bit... And that's supposed to be the Princess of Wales, apparently. No, not getting it. That's based on King Chuck's spitting image doll, that is, isn't it? Have we got any more? I don't know. I think Camilla. I think the Camilla one's quite good, actually. So there you go. If you're a royal, get your baubles there. Do you have any interest in baubles? Show us your baubles. I don't know how you can't post pictures on YouTube, but I don't know. Send them to my Twitter tweets, and I'll post them here. We'll do a thing about your baubles. It will never happen. Other YouTubers can do stuff like that and say, send me stuff, and you can get an interaction. But I can't because nobody likes me. So it's yeah. Meanwhile, we'll go to Russia. Russian news. We've got two pieces of Russian news at the moment. The first piece is it's about Ukraine. Right? The Russian Buk M3 surface-to-air missile system is very successful, I reckon. It's so successful that it recently shot down one of its own Su-25 warplanes. Yeah, reports from the Russian front said that it was downed by friendly fire. Oh, something like that. So I pressed the wrong button. Sorry. So yeah, it may have looked something like that. So guys, you're not supposed to shoot your own planes down. It's supposed to be the enemy. Meanwhile, Evgeny Postrygin, right? He was the executive of the Russian satellite company Reshitnev Information Satellite Systems, right, which has links to the Russian military. Was found at his home in the town of Zheleznogorsk in Krasnoyarsk region. Dead. Yeah, they reckon he died of asphyxia. His body was found by his wife in the garage the day after he'd gone out. Here he is. He might be smiling there. He ain't smiling now. Comrade should have taken hosepipe from window of car. So yeah, it's he's obviously owes Putin some money. What do you reckon? Or maybe he gave Putin's cat a bad stare or something. Anything can set him off. Anything can set him off now. So yeah. Well, it's all good, blimey. Is that the time? Meanwhile, do you remember Dragon's Den? Dragon's Den's a TV show in the UK. Who remembers Rachel Elnor? She used to be one of the dragons on Dragon's Den. And we did report on this before. She wanted to set up a sanctuary. Where was it? It was she bought a 70-acre plot in Crestbrook Down in Derbyshire, right? And it cost £1 million. And she was going to set up. It's going to be an anti-vaxxer paradise, and it was going to be like that's some sort of weird cultish sanctuary. a safe haven away from the threat of humanity. It was advertised as, where that she was going to have shamanic rituals, and I don't know, but it was a group called Phoenix Rose began developing the site and erecting teepees and building a car park. But the locals weren't happy. Right? They went, no, we don't like the look of that. And the council intervened. And yeah, it's been a victory for the villagers. The site has been demolished. Hooray! They saw her off. John Butler, a Cresbrook resident, said that the area is one of the most vanishing rare pieces of wilderness in the region and is unsuitable for cultivation or habitation. All we ask is they respect the protections of this special part of the Peak District and adhere to the law. Yeah, and this is what she used to look like when she was on Dragon's Den all those years ago. And now she's gone cuckoo and spunked £1 million on a piece of land she can't use. Meanwhile, it's Christmas! I was referencing the band Slade there with their hit Merry Christmas Everybody. How you doing with the Whamageddon? I ain't got long to go. Not long to go. Another 6 days. This is the band at their heyday. Oh, I must stop pressing the wrong button. Apparently, the band though are still touring, but without Noddy Holder. He doesn't tour with them anymore. He hasn't been very well lately. Apparently their new tour isn't doing very well, and venues are slashing ticket prices by 80%. So tickets that were £38 are now down to a £5 because shows in Southampton and Oxford's O2 Arena have not sold. This is despite the band raking in something like, was it over £500,000 every Christmas with the song? But did Noddy? No, I think Noddy wrote that, so I think it's probably just Noddy getting all the money. But yeah, so there you go. So, and this is the most recent lineup of Slade. There you go. Are you a Slade fan? No, they're all dead, aren't they? What else have we got? I'll see if they've got any more animal. Yes, we have got an animal story here. There have been floods in Australia, the area Cairns in Australia. And yeah, the flood levels have been so high, it's like a record-breaking floods since in the past 45 years. 600 millimetres of rain has drenched the far north Queensland in the past 40 hours, with a further downfalls expected on Monday up to 300 millimetres. This is the aftermath of Cyclone Jasper. Their names are worse than ours. But what this has caused is crocodiles on the streets of Cairns. They've obviously been washed in. Oh, there we go again. So yeah, they've got crocodiles on the streets of Cairns. And yeah, this has resulted in some proper crocodile Dundees springing into life. Where is it? Sorry, The website's gone a bit wobbly again. Yeah, so here they are, actually getting rid of one of the Crocs. Yes, and they made it snappy. Oh, it's terrible. Let's see if there's anybody in. 10 people in. I don't know. Why would you watch this rubbish? Payne says this afternoon. Simon says, threatened with a snooker ball. I find a couple of snooker balls and sock works quite well. Exactly. You can do it. And Payne says, miss France, just good advice. Well, nobody misses France. That's the thing, isn't it? And he says, at least now Salisbury doesn't have the Russians coming to see the famous Christmas lights. No more Novichok for them. And he also says, drink too much and you can't say red lolly, rocket lolly. Indeed. But yeah, quite bizarre marketing. That, I mean, when they've been hit before, they did it again. Never learned, isn't it? And Simon says, safe sanctuary away from humanity. That's called My House. Or most of Norfolk. And then, because humans don't live there. They're kind of weird Neanderthal creatures. It's all right, because no one from Norfolk is watching, because they haven't got the internet there, or something. And Payne says, nothing says rural retreat like a car park. You've got to have a car park for everyone to get there, haven't they? And Johnny's in, he says hi. Hi. And Hetty says hi. Hi. Everyone says hi. So yeah, this is it. That's the end. That's the end. Thank you for watching. That was the news. Killing the channel, one video at a time. You know you've got to drink it up. Ta-ta.